We're going to we're going to do a lesson tonight on how to cut threads and how to cut knurling. Knurling is like a grip, um, a texture that allows a person to have a grip on a bolt or on a nut. Um, it's a it's a hex cut that is made to give texture on a metal part. So we're going to learn how to do that, and we're going to take a different look at how to cut threads tonight as well. So we're going to do a new part, and this is going to be in millimeters. It's going to be a Revolve boss base on the front view, or the front plane. And I'm going to zoom in quite a bit so that I can make this thing fairly realistic as far as size goes. So I'm going to go up about 6 inches or about 6 millimeters over uh, over another 6 or 7. And for this one, I'm going to put in a center line across the bottom here. Okay. Let's give this some size. So as far as the height of this wall here is 6. And from here to here is 6.5. This little piece is going to be let's try that again. 0.5. So it's a 0.5 by 0.5 little notch there. Um, the bottom here is 4. Here, this is 4. This one's also 6. This is 0.5. Let's see. The length of this piece here is 17. This here is 3. And this piece here is 2. And this piece here is 2. Oh. And this piece here should be 6 as well. There we go. The entire length, let's see. I think I got everything. 4. I think we're close enough on this as long as these notches are cut. Okay, so let's exit. And we're okay on that. So here's our bolt. What we're going to do is we're going to cut threads on this part, and we're going to knurl this part over here. So the threads that we're going to cut, they're going to be done on the front view here. So let's go normal to the front view, and we're simply going to draw a little triangle type thing over on the right hand side, and then we're going to attach it to our piece. So I'm just going to kind of zoom in over here, and I am going to do a sketch of a line. And I am going to say that if I hold down the control key and say that this line and this line, I want them to be equal. Okay, and I want to dimension this line. We're going to make it 0.6. And I am going to put in a 0.1 fillet down at the bottom. So I'm going to go fillet. And the size is 0.1. And yes. And I am going to take a center line from the midpoint here down to this. Hold on. What happened to my fillet? Let me try that again. Fillet 0.1 here. Okay, and check mark. Sorry, I forgot to check mark it. Now let's put a center line from midpoint down to center. And we want our height of this line here to be 0.5. So let's do a smart dimension on this. Set it at 0.5. Okay. Now we are going to hold the control key down and say that the midpoint here, this point, and this corner point, we want to make them coincident. It should shove it right over just like that. Okay, so we have attached our little thread cutter that we're going to use. We're attached it right there to the end of our thread. Okay, so let's exit our sketch by checking here. And I'm going to spin this just a little bit. I'm going to select this face, and I'm going to go up to Convert Entities. And we are going to go to our Features tab. And we're going to go to Curves. And we're going to do a helix spiral. And that should have given us a hold up, let me try to figure out what I'm doing wrong. All right. Must not have clicked on Convert Entities. So what this does is this gives us a pattern um, for our thread to be cut on. And so I'm going to Make sure that it's a constant pitch. Our pitch is going to be 1 millimeter. And I am going to click reverse direction to get that helix going the opposite direction. We're going to go 13 revolutions at a starting angle at 90 degrees. This is going to be counterclockwise. And click OK. Okay, so now we're going to, now we've got our pattern for our cut. So now we're going to make a sweep cut. So we go up to sweep cut. And the pattern that we're going to use is the geometry that we created. This geometry here. So if we just select that, and then the path is going to be our spiral. Now mine chose mine automatically. If yours doesn't choose, or if yours doesn't select yours, just click on the spiral path that we created and check mark. And you can see there's our thread that we created. Okay, so let's hit escape here. Let's zoom back a little bit. What we're going to do now is we're going to do the knurling on this back edge. Before we do that, let's round over the corners on this. Let's just say that the face of this, let's go with a fillet of 0.5. With a 0.5 radius on those, round over those edges there. Now on this back edge, let's select this back surface there, and we are going to we're going to go sketch, convert entities. Let's see what I'm doing wrong here. Start. I had to start a sketch. So what I do is I just clicked on that face and started a sketch. And now I'm going to convert entities. And then I'm going to exit the sketch. I'm going to select that face again. And we're going to create a new sketch. I'm going to go normal to. Normal to here. Just so we can look straight at the back end of that this back piece. I'm going to start by drawing a center line from the center here straight out to the edge here. Hit escape to get out of that. I am going to draw a 3-point center rectangle, and I'm going to start it right at the center here. Just kind of draw a line down like this and create a rectangle. And then I'm going to take this corner and I'm just going to click and drag that until it is even with this inner circle here. And I'm going to take and grab this corner and drag it out so that it is on this outer edge here. Okay. And let's see, is there anything I need to do with that? We just need to make sure that that is coincident, that's coincident. If yours doesn't attach by coincident, then what you would do is you would hold the control key down. But I think yours probably, it should attach to it automatically. If it doesn't, hold the control key down, click on this the corner of the rectangle and click on the edge of the circle and make them coincident. Okay, but it should get those. So let's exit sketch here, and I'm going to go to feature, and I'm going to go to curves, helix spiral. Maybe I shouldn't have exited that sketch. Let me see if I need to get back into this sketch. Yeah. Okay, so I needed to stay, instead of exiting that sketch, sorry, I need to stay in this sketch. So I just went to edit sketch. I went into this and went edit sketch. Now I'm back into helix and spiral. What have I done wrong? Okay, sorry. I needed to select that outer edge, this edge right here, and then it would give me that spiral. Okay, so for our pitch, we're going to go 30 on the pitch. As far as our revolutions goes, we're going to only go 0.25. Oops. And our angle is going to be a 0-degree angle. Okay, and that should just cut it across. Whoa. Get back here. Should just cut it across the top edge like that. And so I'm going to check mark. And I'm going to go into sweep cut, just like we did with our threads. We're going to go sweep cut. We need to click on our geometry down here, part of the edge of the rectangle that we selected. And if it doesn't select your pattern, select your curve that we created and check mark. And that makes part of the cut of the knurl that we're going to be the knurl that we're going to be creating. Okay, so we're going to do almost the identical thing that we just did here over on the other side. So let's select this face. Let's go normal 2. And let's create a center line from the center straight out. Escape to break off that line. Let's create another 3-point center rectangle. I'm going to start it right at the edge there. And I'm going to take this end and bring it back to that line, this line. Let me get a little closer. There we go. I just want this endpoint on this circle, this endpoint on this circle. It should say that they're coincident, and check mark. Okay. I am going to, let's see, exit the sketch here. And I'm going to draw one more circle. I'm going to select this face again. And I'm going to draw a circle from my center point and have it go out tangent to the outside edge. And what I want to do now, let's do it for that. Exit the sketch. I do want to go to feature now, curves. Oops, I forgot to select this outer edge again. That's why I drew that. We drew the circle so that we could select it. And so we're going to stick with the 30 millimeters of pitch. We're going to stick with the revolution of 0.25. This one, however, is going to be 180. And we're going to go clockwise. So it gave us the opposite as the original one that we did. And I think that's good there. So we're going to check mark that that's okay. We're going to go up to our sweep cut. And for the piece that we're going to sweep cut, just make sure we select the geometry that we created with that square. And it's already selected our sweep pattern. Check mark. And you can see that we have created that cut. So now, we're going to knurl this whole backside. So let's go to linear pattern, and I'm going to go to circular pattern. And for the features, we're actually going to go up to our part here, and we're going to select our two sweep cuts. So this one and this one. Those are the two sweep cuts that we did. And let's see, for our surface, it's this, oops. For our direction, we're just going to click on this face. I can get rid of this, delete that out. We're going to do, a pattern of 20, I believe. Does that look too much? Does that look okay? Let's see what a pattern of 20 does. I think that should be okay. And check mark. May take a minute to cut all those patterns out of there. And you can see that's what our pattern looks like. Yeah, I think 20 worked out well. So the last thing we're going to do is we're just going to chamfer these last two edges. So let's go with a chamfer, and we'll put in a 0.5 chamfer on this edge and a 0.5 chamfer on this edge. And you can see that we have finished our knurled bolt. All right.